people who were create trends and perception. That was the thought behind the signature. Through Signature Club that we are giving, live agent support 24/7 for any of your needs.
Like having a personal butler with you. More like Iron Man's Jarvis.
So anybody who's wanting to today buy a flagship in the Indian market is our target segment.
Hello and welcome to Counterpoint Conversations. This is Ritesh live from Mumbai and we are attending Motorola's launch event, and I have a very special guest with me. We have Shivam Ranjan, who is the marketing head for Motorola APAC.
Yeah, that's right.
Shivam, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, great show. And I was actually at CES where I was attending the Lenovo Tech World, and I got to see all these new devices.
Fantastic.
And the best part is there is no lag between the global launch and the India launch. So good thing that
India happens to be the first market to actually announce signature in the market. So very proud of that, and that shows our commitment to the market and our focus on the market, and specifically with our premium devices.
Yeah, and it's a major market as well.
Absolutely.
So great. So I would want to kick off with, of course, this is the Motorola Signature launch, right?
Right.
How does the Signature fit into the entire Moto portfolio?
Yep.
And what is it that differentiates it from the competition? Because there is a lot of competition. It's a very crowded space out there.
Right. No, absolutely. I think whenever you talk about India as a market, it will be crowded. But before I come to that, let me try to give a perspective of where it is when it comes to the positioning within the Motorola ecosystem. So if you look at the Motorola franchise positioning, we've got three franchises before Signature. We had Moto G, we continue to have Moto G, which is catering to the mid to the mass segment across the world. Then we have Motorola Edge, which is the beginning of our premium franchises. So it caters to the mass premium as well as further premium segment of consumers up to a certain level. And then we have the Razr, which used to be our top-end franchise, catering to the flagship segment of consumers or the ultra-premium segment of consumers. But of course, catering to a certain segment of consumers who had affinity towards that particular form factor, which is the foldable form factor. All these franchises have a particular promise. So, for example, G series has a promise of democratizing technology.
Right.
When you talk about Edge series, it is about creating that fusion of pop colors and design with accessible innovation.
Right.
When you talk about Razr, it is all about that form factor and disruptive innovation. But I think we felt that there was a need for us to also cater to the mainstream flagship segment of consumers who are possibly not looking at Razr as their option when it came to a flagship or an ultra premium experience. That is where we identified the need for Signature. The second thing with Signature was that we had to go with either proposition of Razr or Edge. We could have extended those franchises. But I think the idea was that we felt that there was a need for differentiated positioning in the flagship segment, which required a new franchise, right? And that also brings me to the point which you had, that the whole flagship domain also is very cluttered.
Right.
So that was actually our insight also. When we looked at the market of flagships, we felt that there was a sea of sameness. That's how we identified it. And there are only one or two brands. When you think or talk about a flagship, most people are only thinking brand A or brand B, right? And there is nothing beyond. And both are trying to do things in a very similar way, right? They're trying to do similar things and appeal to the similar set of consumers and do exactly the same set of things. So there is a world of or the sea of sameness all around. And we believed that we had to break that clutter to be able to cater to consumers who had a different mindset. People who did not want to follow the sea of sameness, people who wanted to stand out, people who were visionaries in a sense, who do not believe in groupthink, who identify trends that don't exist, who create trends and perceptions that actually help up opening up minds of the people across the world. So that was the thought behind the Signature, and that's what we did. So right from the naming of the franchise, if you talk about the name of the franchise also, Signature, typically when you talk about a signature dish or a signature experience, it is usually the best experience that the place has to offer. And it is also the most distinct or unique or bespoke experience that the place has to offer, right? So that is exactly what our guiding philosophy was, and we firmly believe that is what appeals to the discerning customer who's part of that flagship ecosystem. Unfortunately, today they don't have that option, but with Signature, we've tried to create that option for them, right? So that was our whole motive, and we can talk about the specific features if you want me to, which actually bring that promise further to life. So if you ask me about the key features that bring that promise to life, the first one is camera. I think today in our worlds, camera has become the ways of expressing ourselves, right?
Right.
I mean, it is not just a way of collecting memories, but also expressing ourselves. And it is one of the most important needs for a flagship consumer as
Right.
far as our research indicates.
We no longer carry our
We no
cameras
longer
anymore.
carry any other
This is
form.
the only camera.
Whether it is video, whether it is
Right.
static, it's your phone that is your camera. So we really wanted to give consumers not just a great camera experience, but actually one of the world's best camera experiences, and
Right.
which is what we have delivered. As per DxOMark, today this has camera rating of 164, which makes it one of the best cameras in the
Impressive.
world. Absolutely. And if you look at the Indian market, and in the segment of phones under 100,000 rupees,
Right.
actually, as per the same rating, this becomes India's best phone under 100,000 when it comes to camera experiences, right?
Right.
So whether it is low light, whether it is zoom, whether it is macro, whether it is ultra wide, whether it is photo, whether it is video, Dolby Vision, 4K 60 FPS, 8K,
8K.
capability. So we've just gone all out and given consumers the best camera experience in the world, and I think that really elevates that expression. So, like I said, with signature, you give your best. This is our best when it comes to camera experiences. Next, when it comes to design, I think we've truly broken the clutter when it comes to the flagship space, right?
We have Pantone partnership, right?
Exactly. And the standard, if you look at the whole concept of flagship today, it's about packing everything which is the best in our device, right? So when you pack so much into a device, typically most flagships today are bulky, big, heavy, right? But we went the other way around because we wanted to make it distinct, break that sea of sameness, which is why this is just 6.99 mm. It is just 186 grams. It comes with this premium fabric finish which nobody else has. So really differentiating ourselves from the sea of sameness. When you keep this next to any flagship that is popular today in most markets, it is bound to stand out. It is bound to become your signature, right? So that we've done. And the third thing, apart from many others, but I won't talk about all of them, but maybe the top three. The third one is also giving our consumers something which was truly elevated, truly differentiated, and did not exist in the segment, which is these exclusive 24/7 privilege access, right? Through Signature Club that we are giving, live agent support 24/7, 365 days. For any of your needs.
How does that work actually?
Yeah, that's an incredible feat that we've achieved, where we've actually partnered with a provider who has more than 50 years of expertise in this area of giving consumers experiences not just in India but globally, right? So, and as a global brand, we believe that's an important one. So you have a live agent sitting in the back. The app exists on your device. When you go inside the app, you can either do a DIY, which is do it yourself. But the whole idea when you have a 24/7 agent is either get them on WhatsApp, so you can connect with them on WhatsApp chat, or you can do a call also. You can do both, connect with the agent, give your requests across any category and across any kind. So it could be just a dinner reservation or a private dinner reservation or a private jet booking also. Whatever you need, I think it's about finding those services, meet and greet at airports, visa services, holiday planning,
that's impressive.
Everything.
That's
absolutely.
Impressive.
So these are and again that's signature because that's non-existent in the category itself. So
no one has that feature.
No one has.
I like that idea, like having a personal butler with you, like who can help you, like more like Iron Man's Jarvis.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. That's a nice one.
Great. You mentioned about the camera. Right. And this also packs in the flagship SoC, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, I guess.
8 Gen 5.
8 Gen 5. It's on 3nm process, right?
Absolutely.
Which gives it the power plus efficiency.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it also unlocks some camera experiences.
Yep.
So, and you have the Sony LYTIA sensor, right? 828?
828. The world's first 828 sensor, which is very, very advanced.
And it's not just about the sensor. 4 cameras, 3 at the back, 1 in the front, all 50 MP sensors.
That's right.
So can you tell us more about how that Qualcomm optimization and your Moto's algorithms, how they help to actually give a better camera experience? Because people are clicking photos and uploading on social media like maybe Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook or any other platform, right? Or even taking videos, content creators, right? So how does that Qualcomm and that partnership with Sony as well as Moto come and blend together to offer something for content creators?
No, absolutely. I think we have a very strong belief in partnerships, and I think
Right.
partnerships make us stronger.
Right.
We believe in leveraging the expertise of our partners who are really experts in their fields to give consumers the best-in-class experience. Which is why, for example, if you see Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, it brings in the most advanced camera ISP seen on a chipset till date,
Right.
basically. In fact, the camera ISPs are the same on 8 Gen 5 and the Elite
Right.
this year, right? So it's the same level, 20-bit processing experience on the chipset, which is massive. I mean, the highest that we've ever seen. The cameras are able to recognize scenes. So as soon as you don't even click the picture, you just open your viewfinder, the chipset is able to understand a scene,
Right.
bifurcate between. So the AI is working. So even the NPU is working on the chipset to identify and break up that scene. Even before you click, it is able to optimize for the click itself. So I think the chipset plays a very, very important factor there. But I mean, the chipset at the end of the day will only be able to do what a lens can capture, and which is why Sony comes into picture. So we've got this is the world's first with 3 Sony LYTIA cameras. The first one is LYTIA 828, which is an incredibly powerful, incredibly large sensor, and the world's first, of course, which is great for low light, for video, for any kind of photography. It's just top of the notch, flagship grade. But we also have a periscope camera that is again a Sony LYTIA 600, and that does 3x optical zoom, telephoto, 100x AI super zoom, which is one of the best in the category. You won't see the zoom performance that we have with our AI enhancement that we have on this camera on any other device. And then you also have a selfie camera, which is another Sony LYTIA 500. So Sony has been an incredible partner when it comes to lensing, right? I mean, I think Sony has some of the best lenses in the world, and that combination of Sony and Qualcomm, and then our own camera tuning that we have been sort of harboring and enhancing over many years now, has enabled us to get this DxO rating of being a top 10 in the world and the number 1 in India in the segment.
Right. Perfect. We've spoken about all these things, but who is your target audience with this? Is it like the edge users or Moto G users who demand for more and want to upgrade and without switching the brand? But at the same time, they don't want to go for a foldable Razr because maybe they have some concerns over fragility, or maybe not too much of budget and aggressive pricing, right? That's the word, right?
Right. So that's a good question. See, I think, of course, we look at retaining our consumers and upgrading them, right? So we would definitely be delighted if, and we firmly believe that this is a great option for some of our existing Edge series customers, for sure. And even for some G series customers, because it's an upgrade. If they want to upgrade now, today, they're looking at an upgrade. It's been a while with their devices. This is a fantastic device for them to upgrade to. It brings the best of what Moto has to offer. So they are definitely a part of the target segment. But if you look at us, apart from within the Moto, consumer base, I think we have huge potential to acquire consumers who are looking for a complete flagship experience, overall. So anybody who's wanting to today buy a flagship phone, right, in the Indian market, is our target segment. Anybody who's looking to identify a flagship experience that goes beyond standard flagship definition, gives them that distinctive signature experience, which is, like I said, not just the best, but also distinct and bespoke, which allows them to stand out from the sea of sameness and gives them something that truly stands out, that makes it truly a signature for them as well. So I think the camera experiences, the design, as well as the premium services, privilege access services, and not just that, right? I mean, if you look, like I said, I think the best of everything: chipset, Qualcomm, 8 Gen 5, AI, 4 AIs. We don't restrict you to one. Moto AI, Google Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, Perplexity, all the options to the consumer. Sound by Bose, display 165 hertz with Dolby Vision. So what you capture in Dolby Vision, when you see it, you see it in Dolby Vision. You hear the sound with Bose and Dolby Atmos. So we've gone all out, and we believe we've really got a fantastic device that differentiates itself, gives that bespoke signature experience, but also gives you the best.
You mentioned about Moto AI, and I think that's something where it's a differentiation for Moto. Everyone is doing AI, but Moto AI, it's like you have your own algorithms, you have your own services, like Catch Me Up and all of those
Yes,
things.
yes, yes.
But at the same time, you have partnerships with Meta for Llama. You have Perplexity. You are giving 6 months of free Perplexity Pro with the device.
Correct.
If a user is on Geo, he is getting 18 months of Gemini. But at the same time, he's also getting that 2 TB storage as well,
Correct.
right? And then you have Copilot, right?
Correct.
All these AI together, right? Someone would take a look at it and, oh, it's a clutter. But at the same time, you're trying to solve a different problem. Maybe Copilot is best when I am using Teams and Office. Same goes with Perplexity.
Absolutely.
So can you deep dive more on it? How that user experience is for a user?
Completely true. I think you've got the gist of it though. But I think our philosophy has been not to be restrictive ever, right? If you look at our entire philosophy when it comes to software, which extends into our AI philosophy also, it is about not being restrictive. So if you look at Smart Connect, which is our interconnected device experience, right? Which allows people to actually connect with devices, whether it is a laptop or a tablet or a television. We don't restrict it within the Motorola ecosystem. It's open. It connects with all. Similarly, I think when it comes to AI, I think while of course we are giving the best of capture experiences, create generative AI experiences and assistive experiences through Moto AI, we believe that today, as AI is in the stage of evolution, no one AI solution will be able to maybe cater to the needs of the consumer in the best way possible. And hence we believe that all these popular, some of the best AI solutions in the world, like Gemini and Copilot and Perplexity, have something to offer. Like you said, Copilot when it comes to Teams and Microsoft products has a better experience. Perplexity maybe when it comes to research has a better experience. Gemini in terms of image generation, video generation is going to the next level.
Gemini Live as well.
Exactly, Gemini Live as well. So I think everyone has their bits, and also I think the consumer should have the power to decide what they want to use. However, the one thing that we try to do is make sure that the consumer doesn't need to go everywhere all the time. So we are also integrating with Moto AI some of these experiences. So the consumer can ask Moto AI to ask Perplexity, or go to Copilot, right? So for them, Moto AI becomes the one agent that can wake up, say, a Perplexity or a Copilot as well, right? So that is what our approach is. But the objective is to not be restrictive. The objective is to give flexibility and give the most powerful AI solutions on the device, because our device can support it, because our chipset can support it, because our consumer preferences and choices are different and varied. So why should we make a choice for them? We allow them to make that choice. We give them the power to choose.
Staying on the partnerships, right? You mentioned Sound by Bose.
Yeah.
There is also Snapdragon Sound.
Yeah.
You launched a smartwatch partnership with Polar.
That's right. That's right.
But I would want to stick to audio because you have the Moto Buds as well, again Sound by Bose. So how does that fit in when it comes to getting a better audio experience, because now you have Bose on your phone and on your earbuds? So.
No, absolutely. I think, see, one of our core philosophies is whenever we try to do something, we try to ensure that we give the end consumer the best possible experience. And to do that, whenever a partnership is required for somebody who's got decades of experience, we do that, which is where, for example, Polar, when it comes to watches, tracking, decades of experience. When it comes to sound, Bose, has incredible experience. So we've started that partnership on our Buds actually, and now are extending it on the phone with Motorola Signature as well. I think that truly defines how we have constantly worked on creating and then expanding our partnerships across the portfolio devices. And of course it helps, right? So obviously when you have the similar tuning across a phone as well as the Buds, the end output is definitely more enhanced. In fact, you can't get better than that, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we believe in the philosophy of better together, right? So obviously, while we are saying we are not restricting anything, the compatibility is obviously across other products also. But at the end of the day, when you use the similar tuning, similar ecosystem, there is that better together that comes into play.
And there is Pantone as well. So lots of partnerships, right?
Absolutely.
But before we wrap this up, I want to touch on one other thing that you mentioned, that's Smart Connect, right?
Yeah.
When we talk about an ecosystem, right, it's generally a product ecosystem within Motorola or within some other brand, but you're not restricting users again there. I can have a laptop from X company, I can have a smartwatch, I can have a TWS from
Yeah,
a different company and then have a Moto phone. So how does that Moto's Smart Connect fit in? Because year over year there have been a lot of improvements over there with
absolutely.
restrictions going, right? Earlier it was just Lenovo and Moto, and now it can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
with all the OEMs, right? So can you touch more
No,
on
no,
that?
absolutely. See, I think Smart Connect has been very clearly, again, an indication of our approach that we
Right.
follow as a brand to not be restrictive, to give consumers that flexibility and option.
Right.
But of course, I think earlier we didn't have enough ecosystem products as well, right? So yes, we support the entire array of products and we are flexible and open. But today with Motorola products coming into audio, wearable,
Right.
PC, tablet, of course we encourage consumers to also look at doing, experiencing those things
Right.
within our ecosystem of devices with the concept of better together, right? So
Right.
that goes. But at the end of the day, I think Smart Connect is a very, very powerful software solution, and it makes sure that the consumers are able to leverage their interconnected device experiences
Right.
without having to think twice. That's the power of it, right? So tomorrow when you are in a room, I mean, the TV need not be from Motorola, but you
Right.
can still connect to the TV and use it with the power of your phone, right?
Right.
Similarly, how can you power across other devices? And today, I think the Smart Connect experience has evolved over a period of time, but it is set to evolve even more as we get into the world of our Moto AI evolving to Kira,
Right.
where you will see another step jump in
Right.
using that Smart Connect as base,
Right.
but amplifying it with AI to give consumers an absolutely seamless experience across devices. So I
Right.
think it's a very, very powerful base. We are very proud of having created that entire software experience through Smart Connect, and now we are planning to take it to the next level with Kira as well. So I would say wait and watch.
Looking
Stay tuned.
forward to Kira.
Thank
So
you.
I think we can wrap this up over
Thank
here.
you. Thank
Very
you.
insightful discussion.
Thank you so much.
Lots of things to test in the phone as well. So thanks for giving us your time.
Thank you. Thank you
And,
so much.
yeah,
Pleasure.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
great.